everyone, welcome back. So today I wanted to show you some new things that I got from Pampered Pretties. So just to give you a heads up, there are more shades available that are new on the website, but I wanted to go ahead and show you these because these are the ones that I got. So the first things we're going to go ahead and go over is this shade right here. It's called Bouquet, and it's so romantic. This is the flake shade, so it has like pink, purple, gold, green shades, and this is how it looks like on the swatch. The next shade is so cute and so fun. This one's called So Many Pastel Abilities. Like, I love that name. It's so cute. So it has literally all the pastel colors in one glitter. And it also has like reflecting glitter too, so it gives it more dimension. This is how she looks like on the swatch. Okay, now these I'm most excited about. So these are the Friends collection, and side note, I am obsessed with Friends, you guys. So this is all of the shades right here all together. So they are like a rainbow collection, and they are like matte glitters with like pearl glitters within them. But I want to go ahead and show you one by one. So the first one I wanted to show you is this one right here. Her name is Monica, and it is like a highlighter yellow kind of color. And here's the swatch. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the orange shade, which is Phoebe. This is how she looks like in the jar, and then I'm going to show you on the swatch. Next is the pink shade, which is Rachel. I wanted to point out to you guys that it has like two different colors within it, so like a light pink and a darker pink, along with those pearl type of glitters. Now each shade has this according to its color, and I just thought it was really cool, so nice. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the green shade. This one is called Ross. Alright, so the next shade we're going to go over is Chandler. Now, you guys, I apologize, I don't have a swatch of this one, but I will be using it in my mani later. And then the purple shade is Joey. Alright, so these are all the shades all together, including Bouquet and So Many Pastabilities. Now, before we move on to the mani, I did want to show you the new chromes that came out. There are 9 new chromes, and this is how it looks like. So these are the little containers that it comes with. Compared to like a mini size, they're even smaller. You guys, how adorable is that though? Okay, so these are all the shades 1 through 9 all together side by side. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and tap this down. I wanted to show you how it looks like inside of the container. It's about maybe half a teaspoon or a quarter of a teaspoon. I'm sorry, I can't remember how much it was. But a little bit goes a long way. So just to let you guys know, the container will not be filled up, but you will have enough product inside. So the next couple of clips I will show you is all the chromes. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so let's go ahead and get ready for our mani. I did put my UNT peel base on this hand because I'm going to be doing it on my right hand today. So again, I'm going to be using Chandler, which is the blue one, French Kiss for my white, and then I'm going to be using Chrome number 2, which is the lighter blue one. I am going to be using my double dip liquids for today, and my code is down below, so make sure you guys can check that out. Let's go ahead and get started with our white shade. So pretty much all of my fingers are going to be white except my middle finger. Right here, I'm just making sure that my peel base is dry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go 3/4 of the way up the nail, or a little bit past the three-quarters way, go down the free edge, and then I'm going to use the pour over method. I am going to be doing 2 full coats after this, but I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch, and then I'll be right back. So once you tap off the excess, you're going to go ahead and clean around your cuticle with a cuticle tool and then dust off the excess powder. So again, like I said before, I'm going to be doing 2 full dips. So right here, I'm taking my dip base and I am doing it on my full thumb. So you guys, word of the wise, do not drink coffee and then try to do your mani. I drank coffee about an hour ago before I recorded this video. So in some parts you can see I'm like shaky or like just really jittery. Again, do not drink coffee and then try to do a mani. Okay, so I like to do my thumb first, but I also like to activate in between. So right here what I'm doing is I'm actually just putting on some activator for my white before I move on to the next fingers. So I am going to be doing the same process for my pointed finger, my ring finger, and my pinky. I am going to go ahead and let you guys watch for a little bit, and then I'll pop in a little bit later. So you guys, I try to go back old school and I tried to dip into the jar, and yeah, that felt weird. It didn't feel right, and it kind of threw off my flow a little bit. You can't tell right here because like I sped it up for you guys, but I was like not feeling it. So I went back to my pour over method. All right, so now that my French white is finally laid, we're gonna go ahead and activate. So I am gonna put activator on the rest of the 3 fingers, and I'm putting a generous amount, making sure that it's gonna penetrate through all 3 layers. After that, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our glitter, which again is Chandler. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour it into the cupcake liner. It's just easier for me to do glitters this way. And then what I'm gonna do is actually only going to do 1 coat of the glitter, because these glitters are actually pretty pigmented. And even on my swatches, I actually only did 1 coat of the glitter, and then just like use the dip base to like spot add, like just add glitters where I wanted them to be. So this is what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna do 1 coat of it, and then I'm gonna use the dip base and add glitters to certain areas that are like more sparse. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys watch and then pop back in a little bit. Real quick, you guys, I wanted to remind you that this cuticle tool is also really helpful to move like the glitters around on your nail. Right here, I'm actually just moving on the excess glitters and then kind of like pushing down on other glitters to make sure that they stay in place. So again, I'm gonna let you guys watch and then I'll be right back. Alright, so now that our glitter is laid, we're going to go ahead and clear cap. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to add a generous amount of dip base onto my middle finger. And this is just to make sure that I get the full nail, also to just get all the nooks and crannies of the glitter. But you also don't want to, you want to make sure that you don't overflow the cuticle area. So just keep that in mind. Go ahead and put a generous amount to cover the glitter, but not to flood the cuticle. After that, I'm going to go ahead and get my clear dip powder and do the pour over method with that as well. All right, now time to activate that middle finger. So again, I'm going to put a generous amount of activator, make sure that it's going to penetrate through all the layers, including the glitter and that clear. And then I am going to file and buff, but I'm going to do that off camera. And here we go. We are ready to go ahead and move on. So what I'm going to do is actually going to start with my chrome first. So again, I'm using chrome number 2. I am going to be using this Triple D silicone tool, and I'm going to be using this end right here. I have my gel lamp ready to go because you do need gel to use with chrome. I'm going to be using my gel base from Triple D as well. What I'm going to do is start with my thumb. So I am going to put a layer of gel base on the entire nail, making sure that I cover all of that white surface. So because you're doing chrome, you want to make sure that whatever is under is completely covered with the gel base, because once you pour over once you rub in the chrome, you want to make sure that all of that surface is covered with chrome. Once you go ahead and put your gel base, you're going to cure for 60 seconds. Okay, so right here what I'm doing is I am taking a little bit of the product and basically start tapping it into the nail, but then I'm going to use that silicone tool and kind of like vigorously rub that chrome into all of the area where I had the gel base. Because of the angle of this silicone tool, it's really easy to get around that cuticle area as well as the sidewalls. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch this process, and then I'll be right back before we top coat. Okay, once you're done with the chrome, you're going to go ahead and dust off any excess little bits that's left from the chrome powder. We're going to go ahead and take our gel top coat. This one is also from Triple D. And you're going to apply a full coat of gel top coat all over the nail. Make sure that you clear cap your edges and that there's no like bubbles or lint or anything like that trapped in before you cure. And then you're going to cure for 60 seconds. Alright, so I have some chrome on the side of my nail, on my actual like finger. So I wanted to show you guys how you're going to clean that. So I'm going to take some alcohol. I got mine's right here from my little pump, and I did get that one from Double Dip. I put some alcohol on a lint-free wipe. And what you're going to do is you're just going to rub really hard around the edges of the nail, and that basically takes off the excess chrome powder. So what we're going to do is we're going to repeat it on my ring finger, and I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch before we move on to the next step. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and move on to my pointer finger. I decided to do an ombre, and this is the brush that I'm using. I am going to be using gel base with the ombre because since I'm doing it with my left hand, like on my right hand application, if I do it with like regular dip base, I don't move quick enough, and using gel base just gives me more time to do the ombre. So what I'm doing is I am applying a full coat of gel base. Then I'm going to take that Chandler mixture, and I am going to dust it over, excuse me, over the top of the finger because I'm doing like from the cuticle down ombre. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm putting my finger down and kind of rotating it back and forth and sprinkling on that Chandler glitter. Now right here, what I'm doing with the tweezers is I'm actually grabbing specific glitters and kind of like placing them on my nail in certain areas. So this is what I meant by me doing it with the gel instead of the dip liquid. I like to be specific on how my ombre glitters look like. So I like to actually place the glitters in certain areas. So on some spots, I do add a little bit more gel base just to pick up more of the glitter. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch this part, and then I'm going to read right back. Just to give you a heads up, I do end up curing it before I move on to the next step. I'm not sure if I show it in the video, so I just wanted to let you guys know before I move on. Right here, I'm actually just applying some dip base to my middle finger and my pinky before I ended up curing. So right here, I'm actually adding another layer of gel base, a very thin layer because you don't want your nail to get too chunky. Alright, right here, I'm going to add my gel top coat to the rest of the nails that need it. I'm going to go ahead and cure one more time, and then after I cure, I'm going to be right back. So I almost forgot to show you guys this. This is also something new that Pampered Pretties came out with. It is a little midi ring. They have different ones too. Like this one is like a pearly one with like pearls at the end. honestly, look how adorable it is. And it's so weird. I didn't even pick these colors according to the ring, but the ring matches so good with this mani. And also you can actually turn it around and it can actually be like one of those solid rings too. So technically you can use it two different ways. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add some cuticle oil per use. This one is from Scales of a Mermaid. This is part of their limited collection. And I am going to go ahead and put it all over my cuticle areas and my skin. Alright you guys, this is our final result and I am so happy with it. I love that everything matches and flows together so good. Especially that chrome. I'm in love with that blue chrome. Alright, so don't forget to comment and subscribe and I will see you later you guys. Bye!